Hello, I am Michael Cullen with the Arlington County Department of Community Planning, Housing and Development's Planning Division, and this presentation is for the virtual Site Plan Review Committee meeting for the Century Center residential project that the county is hosting in lieu of in-person meetings. The presentation will cover background for the site, provide an overview of land use and zoning, and include a brief project summary, relevant planning guidance, and review of the minor site plan amendment process schedule. The subject application is for a minor site plan amendment to site plan number 442. There are a number of criteria that would require a project to be reviewed by the Planning Commission and the Site Plan Review Committee, or SPRC, including significant changes to density, use, building height, or ground floor area. However, this request does not exceed those criteria. Due to significant design changes to building architecture and streetscape design resulting from this amendment, the applicant has agreed to solicit feedback from the SPRC. For context, the site is located in Crystal City at the intersection of Crystal Drive and 23rd Street and was formerly developed under Site Plan number 65, which entitled Development of the Block between Crystal Drive and Richmond Highway, between 23rd Street and 26th Street. A minor site plan amendment to Site Plan 65 was approved in July this year and included retail and frontage and streetscape improvements to the adjacent parcel south of the subject site. Existing development includes a two-story retail building constructed in 1976, primarily occupied by Buffalo Wild Wings Restaurant as part of Site Plan 65 approved in 1968. In July 2017, the County Board approved a rezoning site plan amendment to Site Plan 65, Crystal City Block Plan for Block Q, and new Site Plan number 442 to allow construction of a 24-story, 302-unit apartment tower above the existing two-story commercial building, which would be retained along with the original below-grade parking structure. The general land use plan designation for the site is High Office Apartment Hotel, and the site is currently zoned CO Crystal City, distinguishing it from the rest of the block that is still zoned CO. The proposal includes no changes to total building height or total density. The below-grade garage structure would be rebuilt to accommodate structural needs and would result in no net change in the approved parking ratio. The proposal does include an over 14,000 square foot reduction in retail GFA and 32 additional residential units, but total GFA decreases slightly. Total floor area ratio remains the same, consistent with the site plan approval and allowed density under the zoning district. The proposed redesign of the building include revised building massing, ground floor layout, and facade materials. Notable highlights of these revisions include the shift of building mass toward Crystal Drive, flipping the residential lobby entrance from 23rd Street to Crystal Drive, and limiting facade improvements to on-site architecture, whereas the approved site plan included facade renovation to the existing loading dock and garage entrance on Crystal Drive. Due to required structural changes to the parking garage that extends below the sidewalk past the curb line, the applicant notes that the existing streetscape and street trees anticipated for preservation must be removed. An additional tree located in front of the existing parking and loading entrance is also proposed for removal to allow for a linear pedestrian path that continues south and is consistent with the streetscape improvements approved in the July site plan amendment. The proposed landscape plan includes a net increase of 6 trees over the landscape plan approved in 2017, including additional street trees along the 23rd Street frontage and street trees that provide a pedestrian buffer along Crystal Drive. The project also proposes to expand Crystal Drive's street width consistent with the July site plan amendment by moving the curb back approximately 2 feet south of the intersection with 23rd Street in order to accommodate a future protected bike lane. The County Board action in 2017 included a Crystal City block plan that included some deviations from the Crystal City sector plan, including building heights exceeding the bulk plane angle limits, departure from preferred service and loading entrances, and notably, deviation from the recommended build-to line, or RBL, on Crystal Drive. The sector plan also contemplates robust tree replacement with new site plan projects in conjunction with near-term tree planting opportunities. The sector plan recommends a 15 to 18-foot sidewalk frontage at this location with a 6-foot minimum clear pedestrian zone, while current National Landing streetscape recommendations suggest a 21-foot streetscape with an 8-foot clear zone. The 2017 block plan serves as supplemental guidance to the sector plan, and the approved plan for Block Q includes 2 scenarios for redevelopment, one that meets the prescribed RBL and another that allows for a building setback with improvements to the Crystal Drive streetscape that serve as new, unanticipated open space. The LRPC supported this alternative at the time, noting that found open space that can also activate ground floor retail uses are consistent with the sector plan recommendations. The board report also lists several justifications for this recommendation, which are still relevant under the proposed site plan amendment, except that the proposed redevelopment is no longer considered a vertical addition to an existing building. The primary justification, however, is the concept that improvements to the Crystal Drive frontage enhance the streetscape such that they function as public open space that does not diminish the overall urban design strategy for Crystal City. Following feedback received at the virtual SPRC meeting on September 16th, this minor site plan amendment is anticipated for consideration by the County Board in October at this time. Thank you, and I look forward to answering any questions you may have at the September 16th SPRC meeting, or alternatively, you are welcome to contact me directly with any questions or comments.